Ladies and gentlemen, no intro needed on these build videos. We're getting right into it. Just drop a like. Now, I haven't decided on my first build, but this height, 6'3", is very, very tempting to me, and you're going to see why. It just seems like a beautiful in-between from those 5'9" crazy attribute builds that you probably have seen this morning, and going with a bigger player that I normally lean towards, the 6'6", 6'8". I love those players, you know? But something about this 6'3", man, it's a nice blend of having some size but still getting a lot of attributes. So check this out. Now, I know a lot of you are trying to figure out what build you want to make in your head, but until we get the game, you don't know badge requirements. Fortunately, 2K Labs got you. NBA2KLabs.com, 100% free to check this out. Badge requirements for all badge levels, for every badge in the game. They have it separated by categories. Very easy, very organized, easy to understand. It's perfect right now in this week leading up to the game. Definitely recommend you check it out. They do have the premium section every year, as you guys know. They test jump shot bases to find the best jump shots in the game. Bases, releases, everything, speed, green window, everything you can want. That does cost a couple dollars a month, but if you use code Joe, you can get a big discount. Definitely recommend you check out 2K Labs. The free content they offer is great. Like, these badge requirements are very, very helpful. And then the premium section just takes it to another level. But let's get back to this build. You see me tweaking and playing with the physicals a little bit, you know, trying to decide what I want to do. But we're going to go 6'10" wingspan, 6'3", 188 pounds. All right. We are going to get a 96 steal on this build. Half glove, half interceptor. And maybe when we get those cap breakers later in the year, you just add 3 and you get legend glove, legend interceptor with a 99 steal. But for the time being, 96 steal, obviously that's a great defense. 83 perimeter. That's going to give us the silver challenger, but we need a little bit more agility to get that silver pick dodger. And obviously the more agility you have this year, that's going to help with your lateral quickness. Next thing, the vertical. We're going 80 vertical. 80 vertical is what's needed for gold posterizer. And to go along with that, you need a 93 driving dunk. Now, another thing we could add potential cap breakers to is the driving dunk, adding +3 to get to that 96, what's needed for Hall of Fame posterizer. But of course, we'd have to add +5 to the vertical as well. So that's pretty expensive in terms of using cap breakers on that later in the future. But for your first build, I wouldn't recommend making it leaning towards cap breakers because we don't know when we're going to get cap breakers. I'm assuming it's tied to rep, and that could take weeks or months to get cap breakers. So the first build I'm making it to get the attributes I want right then and there. Then as I get, you know, all my cap breakers later on in the year, maybe I remake the build and tweak things around, knowing that I have another, you know, 5, 10, 15 cap breakers to add to the build. If you haven't heard about cap breakers, I have a video on it from a couple weeks ago. You could go check it out. But let's continue with the build. 92 ball handle, that's going to get you like the gold unpluckable. And 91 speed with ball is going to get you half lightning launch. So we've got a nice balance of defense, finishing, solid playmaking. Right? We don't have legend lightning launch, but off, I feel like it's everything that I tested in that demo at Community Day. I was moving with half lightning launch. 85 pass act, that's going to give you the gold dimer, but also bronze bailout. They dropped bronze bailout down to 85 pass accuracy. Last year, I think it was 87 pass accuracy. So 85 now, you get the gold dimer and bronze bailout. It's a nice blend of good playmaking, good defense, good finishing. Last but not least, we got to get some shooting. 89 3 ball this year. Silver limitless range, silver deadeye, silver mini marksman, gold set shot specialist, and silver shifty shooter. I feel like this kind of reminds me of two-way slashing playmakers from 2K20. Obviously, the three-point rating on this one is a lot higher than in 2K20 because you could shoot with the real low 3 balls back then. But I feel like it's a nice blend of that. It's like you got gold posterizer with 93 driving dunk, bunch of contact dunk packages. 89 3 ball with the silver limitless is going to be more than respectable, I think, this year, especially for an ISO player. Really good playmaking with the half lightning launch and the gold unpluckable, and you get the gold dimer, bronze bailout, and then silver perimeter defense badges along with extremely high steal and half glove and half interceptor. I feel like this 6'3" height is a nice balance of having some size, not being a very, you know, a 5'9" player like I was talking about the crazy attribute 5'9" builds, but not going into like 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", where you really start to lose out on a lot of attributes. It's kind of a nice sweet spot, and it's tempting to me. I don't know if I'm going to go with this, but I do really like the look of these 6'3s, and you can kind of tweak these around. You can lower the wingspan if you want a higher 3 ball. On this build, I'm also going to get 67 block. We miss out on that bronze high flying denier, which is basically chase down artist. We miss out on it by 1, but in order to get it, I would have had to put my wingspan up, and then I would miss out on the silver limitless. I feel like the silver limitless was more valuable for this build, and having some block rating is always way more effective than having 25, and it's so cheap on these guard builds that I decided to just, you know, slap it on there to 67. Should help you protect the paint. It always does every year. It's one of the most underrated things. Yeah, we get the 90 free throw if you want to play rec or pro-am. You know, I think running this in like a 5-out this year in pro-am could be really effective. Now here's the takeovers that they get. I'm not going to go over everything, but I do love that it shows the attribute requirements to unlock it and then what it actually boosts. You see like +8 driving dunk, +8 ball handle. My head's probably in the way, but you know, we can... You get the gist of it. I'm not going to read every single one, but I like that you can see them, see the requirements, and see the boost for it. But really, what I was saying was having that in-between height could be really good, especially this year if people are making the really small guard builds. You'll have enough size on this and finishing to be able to take advantage of that on the offensive end, and then you'll still have a chance to defend them because you are fast, you have high steal, you have that good perimeter. It's going to be interesting to see what people end up going with. Again, I don't know what I'm making as my first build. I kind of feel like I want to go back to like a LeBron build type of thing where I'm a big guard, like a 6'8 guard, 6'9 guard, something like that. But this 6'3 height, there's something about it. And when I was talking to everyone at Community Day, they were talking about it too, where it's like 6'3s, hey, 6'3s look real nice this year. 6'3s look real tempting in terms of having that in-between, getting a lot of attributes but still having pretty good size. And you get this one gets a ton of takeover. You see the claw, the general, 3&D, so many options in terms of the takeovers. And you get some pretty cool build names. Like I got Walking Bucket on one of my builds. I got a bunch of unique names that you see Inside Out ISO Specialist on this one. Like the build names definitely have improved. I know Walking Bucket was in the past 2Ks, but I had never really made a good build and got that name, and I was able to this year. And there's a bunch of other cool names I got. But listen, I think 6'3 is going to be a very popular height this year. I'm probably going to make one, whether it's on day 1 or eventually down the line, because the 6'3s look insane. But if you're looking for one of the craziest builds in 2K history, click that build right there. It can get a 99 in every single category in NBA 2K25. The 5.9s are insane. Go check it out.